Hi, I'm Clovis from Kinematic Lab, the maker of the Radius tool. In this tutorial, I will show you how to use the DetachFaces tool, which I integrated to Radius, because it's just really useful on motion graphics animation. So, to access it, go to the Selection tab and open the DetachFaces tab. So let's start by creating a plane with some subdivisions. Okay, and then I have to convert it before to editable poly. Okay, so let's select some faces and use the Detach Selected Faces button. So here you can see that all the selected faces are now a new separated object and not anymore on the plane. So let's start again. Select some faces, check Auto Pivot checkbox and Detach Selected Faces. Okay, so it's not really useful to see that. I will try to show you on a sphere, for example. Yes, sorry, let's create a sphere, convert it to editable poly. Let's select some faces. So the auto pivot is checked. And let's click on Detach Selected Faces. So now all these faces are now a new object, but each pivot orientations are the same. That means that I can move to an axis, to the z-axis for example, and all the faces will move around their normal. So it will be the same for the rotation, the scale, etc. So it's something you cannot really do by yourself. So it's complicated to do. So okay, let's see some other options. So let's select these faces, auto pivot option and auto parent option selected too. So now the pivot point is on the center of each faces, but they are parented to each other following the order of selection. Let's do again. Select those faces and check the reverse option, Detach Selected Faces. And now it's just the parenting order which I've changed. Okay. So now let's use the edges. So I can use the Detach Selected Edges option. So it will detach all the faces linked to these edges. Okay, so I delete them. I do it again, select my edges, check the auto pivot option, and detach selected edges. Now you will see that each pivot is in the middle of the edge, which is quite interesting to do this type of effect, for example. And of course, if you use the auto parent option, it will do this. Yeah, it's quite clear, I think. And you can reverse it, of course. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. So let's select these boxes in the order you want. It's important. And use the parent selection. So it will parent these objects in the order you select them. It's very important. If you reverse it, it's the inverse. Okay. Now, yeah, let's create a sphere, convert it to poly. Let's select this ring. Do the auto parent, reverse, auto pivot, and detach selected edges. So on this sphere, it will be a sort of quite interesting idea, really depending on how you detach all these faces. So if you do that multiple times, you can do sort of a peel effect. So it's a bit long to watch, I'm sorry for that, but it's the only way to do it. If I selected all these edges, it will of course detach all the faces, but the pivot positions and the parent action will not be the same. All the faces will be parented together, and if I rotate one, it will rotate all the faces of the sphere. So here we are. Okay. So if I select all these faces, you can see that if I rotate it, I have this peel effect. And I'm sure you can already see the ID behind it. So if I do it again, I select all the edges like that. And do detach selected edges with the auto parent option checked. So now, if I double click on something, you can see that all the sphere is linked. So if I do a little rotation, it will do a rotation on all the faces. So depending on the axis you are using, you can have an interesting effect like that. So this is just useful for the radius tool, but you can use it for anything else, whatever you want, exactly. See you on the next tutorial to see an application of that tool.